All right, and with that, I welcome you inside Carroll Softball Stadium for HSC versus South Bend St. Joe. I'm Hunter Mitchell on the call for today. Carson Beeman and Owen will be in later. And that one is hit on by the Royals, and that will end the top of the first inning. HSC takes an early 2-0 lead over the South Bend St. Joe Huskies.
Leading off for the Huskies in the bottom half of the
And we're back
inning,
here.
the second baseman, number 3, Kylie Weinberg.
And we're back here for the bottom half of the first inning. HSC is up 2-0. In the circle for HSC is McCall. Bear with me here, folks. I was not supposed to be calling this game, and I got here at 11:40, and I'm calling it now. So, leading off for South Bend is Kylie. That is Kylie Weinberg. The pitch to Weinberg, the 1-0. Taken for a strike. And that one will be cut on and missed. Going with the slap hit approach and just on the slider almost outside. Count goes 1-2 on Kylie Weinberg. McCall's 1-2. It'll bounce about 6 feet in front of the plate. 2-2. And the 2-2 hit on the ground off the shortstop's mitt into center field for a base hit. So a solid start for South Bend St. Joe to try to knock into these 2 runs. Weinberg with a single.
Now batting the left fielder, number 2, Jaquela McKeel.
McKeel steps up now for the Huskies. That's probably. McKeel steps up. 0-0. Shows bunt. And does not get it down. Pulls it back.
Hey, go get food across the street. Okay. And then, is it just you two up here?
shortstop, number 16, Bella Esquivel.
All right, so we got first and second as Whitenberg advances up to second. McKeel advances to first on the single. Hit by pitch, not a single. Helps when you pay attention up here. Now Bella Esquivel steps up now. Shows bunt, runners in motion, and double steal will be successful. Both runners advance on, was a good throw, but just bounced off the mitt. Both runners took a very aggressive jump there and able to steal both bases. So the count goes 0-1 on Esquivel. She swings, fouls one off. Count goes 0-2. And the 1-0-1 or 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. So down by the way of the K goes Esquivel.
Now batting and catching, number 15, Peyton Wolf.
Peyton Wolf steps up now. Runners on second and third. 1 ball, 1 down. Corners playing in. Called a strike. Count goes 1-1. All right, so we got 2 outs here.
Now batting the first baseman, number 11, Camille Potter.
Another strikeout there, down by the way of the K again. And that one's fouled off. Watch out, Kunal. Thanks to Carter and Kunal for braving the elements today. Nice, I think it says it's 60 degrees out here, but it's much colder than 60 degrees today here in Fort Wayne. 55, wind at about 15 miles an hour, if not a little more. Second pitch, 0-2 on Camille Potter. Quick 0-2 count, looking to knock in those 2 runners and not leave them stranded. South Bend St. Joe comes into the day 7-7. HSE comes in 15-6, I believe. And the pitch is outside, ball 1, so count goes 1-2. And the 1-2 outside in the left-handed batter's box. Count goes 2-2. And swinging a drive, pops up into right field, and the out will be made in the outfield. That'll take care of the inning. 2 hits, no runs, no errors. Carroll, or not Carroll, Hamilton Southeastern leads 2-0.
Leading off for Hamilton Southeastern in the top of the second inning, number 11, the center fielder, Emmy Cypherline.
And we're back here in the top of the second inning. HSC comes back up to the plate. They are at the 7-hole in their lineup. Sinderline and Sinderline. We'll get it right eventually, guys. Down 0-1. Fouled it off. Shows bunt. And it will be pulled back. Count goes 2-1. Blazicki in the circle for South Bend St. Joe. Rocks and fires on the 2-1. Swung on, hit up the middle for base hit.
Now batting the third baseman, number 24, McKenna Burlingame.
And McKenna Burlingame steps up. She is at third base today. Runner on first. Batting .255 on the season. Runner in motion. And not even close. Runner will advance to second. So the count goes 1-0 as HSC's back in scoring position again. Swung on and missed. Runner takes off yet again, and no throw. So that one's going to be a pass ball. Runner advances to third, so HSC's knocking right back on the door. And swing and a miss, 1-2. As Blazecki comes in with a 3.94 ERA, 2-0. That one's hit on the ground to third. Out will be recorded there and play at the plate. Gunned at the plate, so a 5-3-2 double play.
With two out in the top of the second inning, now batting for Hamilton Southeastern, the left fielder, number 12, Chloe Smith.
Chloe Smith now steps up for the Royals after a costly base running error. They were trying to manufacture that run, but it just didn't work. Great throw from the first baseman to be able to gun that run down at the plate. So Smith steps up with 2 outs now. First pitch taken for a ball. And a little pop-up right to the shortstop. That takes care of the inning. HSE goes scoreless. We head to the second on the Charter Sports Network.
Leading off for South Bend St. Joe in the bottom of the second inning, and playing in the designated player position, number 20, Olivia Borsodi.
Welcome back here on the Charger Sports Network. Olivia Borsodi leads off for the Indians. Huskies, not Indians. We'll figure it out eventually. Still rocking the baby blue helmets from the team of late with the old logo on it. And another single right up the middle base hit for Borsodi.
Now batting for South Bend St. Joe, the center fielder, number 5, Mary Stack.
Quite the interesting color scheme going on for South Bend St. Joe. Dark black jerseys, red trim, blue lettering, red socks, and white and blue helmets and gloves. Quite the apparel lineup for them today. Shows bunt, pass ball, runner will advance to second without a throw. Borsodi up to second as Stack takes an 0-1 or a 1-0. Showed bunt. It's just not a competitive pitch. McCall still in the circle for the Royals. Shows bunt again, cut on and missed. Stack comes in with a 286 average. 1-1 cut on and missed. Strike 2. Ball taken down low for a 2-2 count. The 2-2. Cut on, hit to the second baseman. An easy 4-3 put out. Runner will advance to third. So Stack grounds into a 4-3. Bailey Ball steps up now. At third base, runner at third, one out, one down. Corners crashed in for HSE. Yo is taken outside for a ball. Never mind, it was in there for a strike. And the 0-1 also for a strike. The 0-2. Just outside, ball 1. Roughly the same location as the other two. That one just missed by an inch or so. It's a close pitch nonetheless. The 1-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Make it 3 on the afternoon for McCall.
The right fielder, number 6, Kate Marie Kozel.
Kate Marie Kozel steps up now. Runner on third, 2 down. You can go if you need to. Yeah, first pitch cut on and miss for a strike. The 0-1. Hit into the air. Hit foul ball because it hit the runner on third. She was standing on the bag, so it is a foul ball. If she was off the base, she's out. But good base running there to stay on the bag. So the 0-2 after a very odd foul ball. The 0-2 Missed high. So Kozel's facing a 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner on third. Still held scoreless today. That one's upstairs, hits the backstop. Runner will stay place at third. The 2-2. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Make it number 4 on the day. That ends the second inning. HSE strands 1. HSE leads 2-0 as we head to the third on the Charter Sports Network.
2-0. Leading off for Hamilton Southeastern in the top of the third inning, the shortstop, number 9, Addison Richmond.
As we're back at the top of the third, Addison Richmond leads off. She had a triple and scored in her first AB. Blazicki still in the circle for the Huskies. First pitch outside for a ball. And swung on and hit right back up the middle for base hit. So she's added to her triple with a single. That brings Fetters back up.
The second baseman, number 16, Sophia Fair. And I did go get pronunciations before the game, so. Yeah.
Well, it's watching probably if that makes you feel better. Well, and it just means that their parents, they don't know how to call us. So, yeah.
The 0-1 on Fayer. It's outside for a ball, runner in motion, and the throw gets into center field. HSE is just running all over South Bend St. Joe's catcher. They're running all over Wolf back there. So Richmond stands on second. Fair facing an 0-2 count up at the plate. That one down for a ball. So the wind's really picking up here in Fort Wayne. Basically blowing straight out to left field, or across left field, so fly balls might cause a little bit of an issue here. As we can see, Carter's fighting it a little bit there. 2-2 count at the plate. Count goes full. Yet again, they're running all over Wolf. Ball hit the dirt, and they're running. So Richmond stands at third. Fair with full count at the plate. Payoff pitch. Ball four.
The catcher is number 22, Madison Burlingame.
As Fair takes second. Swing and a drive into left. It will burn the left fielder. One run will score easily. The second run also scores easily. RBI, 2 RBI double for Burlingame. So HSE strikes again. 2 more runs.
Now batting for Hamilton Southeastern, the first baseman, number 19, Maya Valenta.
Maya Valenta steps up now. Runner on second. Looking to keep adding on to this damage. Again, HSE comes in 15-6. South Bend St. Joe 7-7. That one's hit into the air. Wind may play a factor here. Hit to the center fielder. It will be caught. Runner will tag to third. Looks like center field tripped on a hole out there in right center. But an F8.
The right fielder, number 14, Tori Bricker.
Tori Bricker steps up. 1 down, runner on third. HSE's looking to capitalize and add more here. Yo-oh. It's hit in the air to left. It will fall. It will burn both fielders. An RBI double. She may stretch to a triple. She will stop at second base. RBI double for Bricker.
Now batting the pitcher, number 34, Carly McCall.
McCall trying to help herself out. Now runner stands at second base. HSE's tacked on 3 in the inning so far, and they're still looking promising. Command for Blazicki has been diminishing this inning. And that one's downstairs, ball 1. The 1-0. It's outside for ball 2. And ball in the dirt yet again. They are running all over Wolf. Pass ball there. So a 3-0 count for McCall at the plate. No action in the South Bend St. Joe pen. We do have some action in the HSE bullpen. 13 is up in the pen. That is Natea Wright. That ball's hit on another wild pitch. Brings in the run on the 4-pitch walk. So McCall draws the RBI walk.
The center fielder, number 11, Emmy Cypherline.
We got this guy calling again.
You can And the runner will be gone at second base.
What Mountain Dew? I had Mountain Dew in the
So 1-0 count at the plate. As I may be getting joined here by, in a little bit, by Carson Beeman. He's here. He's alive. It's out the window. It's the crowd mic right now.
Yo, mic check. Wait,
It's live. Yep.
It's live. Tight.
And I'm joined here with Carson Beeman. So you've come in at a great time where it's 6-0 in the top of the third.
Well, you know, it's good to be on, doing color, so I've done this in a bit, but we're good to go.
You know, I've done play-by-play for 2 softball games, and they've been on back-to-back nights. So.
You did play-by-play last night?
Oh, no, I did color last night. This is my
Okay.
first time doing play-by-play in a while.
I was gonna say.
Me and Owen did color last night. Or I did color. Owen called the game.
Saw a big win for the Chargers last night.
Yeah, good win for them. They played pretty well. Danley pitched nicely.
It's good to hear.
Almost got hurricaned out, but we beat it by like an hour.
Yeah.
So that one upstairs for ball 3. South Bend St. Joe's really been struggling here to hit the zone in the 4th or the 3rd inning. And in case you missed it, Beeman, every pass ball they've been running a lot today. Pass ball, they're running. If the ball hits the dirt, they're running a lot.
Very aggressive play style. It seems to be working out so far.
It is 6-3 to end the inning, and that will take us to the middle of the 4th, or middle of the 3rd, sorry. HSE leads 6-0 on the Charger Sports Network. All right, we're back on the Charger Sports Network. Kylie Weinberg leading off, had a single and got stuck at 3rd in her first time. And still in the circle for HSC's McCall. Been pretty dominant so far. Really, the only hits she's given up have been singles up the middle. First pitch misses outside.
Yeah, you know, in a game like this, it's always important to keep the bullpen going, especially in the two game type of day, especially against some pretty good teams. So, good start already for the Royals.
Yeah, they're looking to. South Bend St. Joe comes in 7-7. They're looking to, get out of here, minimal damage, and then hopefully pitch their better arm against Carroll later.
Should be some pretty good games, I assume. Carroll on a good heater as of late. Biggest test, though, definitely against HSC. And South Bend St. Joe, always a good program. Round.
Do you know they changed their mascot this year?
Who?
South Bend St. Joe.
To who?
Well, they're no longer the Indians. They're now the Huskies.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's why I've called them the Indians once or twice, because it's new. And they changed their jerseys this year, too. So they're wearing, blacks with
I was going to say, they're
teal.
more red now.
Yeah.
They used to be a much more powder blue and black type of school.
Yep. They changed to a black. I've talked about their color scheme already today.
I like the jerseys, though.
Really?
I love powder blue and red. I think it creates a nice combination.
And that one's outside for ball 4. That brings us back to Jacayla McKeel. Got hit by a pitch in her first AB. The cookie dust is apparently beating Beeman over there.
It's a good cookie. The mic was just in my way when I tried eating it. I'm eating a cookie right now, for those that
Are curious?
unaware. Because I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they're just dying to know what we're eating up here. We got let's see, hot dog, burgers. Well, one of us had a burger. The rest of us got hot dogs. We got cookies. We got They're sweet. They're sweet and tangy barbecue Doritos.
Which I'm very happy we have food out here because I was eating lunch before I got here. And I was like, I should probably get something of substance because, 2 games won't be done until like 6. Haven't eaten lunch yet. I should probably get something in me. I didn't know what the food situation was here. I was like, I'll make a sandwich. So I got the sandwich, got the bread out, got the ham out. The ham smelled kind of weird. It was like fruity almost.
Oh.
Like the ham smelled fruity.
Can't have that.
And I was like, I looked it up on Google. I'm like, why is my ham fruity? And it was like, either it's a sign that it's going bad or it's just low quality ham. And I'm like, okay, well, if it doesn't smell horrible, I might as well just eat it. It was packaged end of April, so it's like a bit old. And I took one bite out of it, spit it out immediately. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to eat anything.
I was going to say, I wouldn't roll the dice on month-old ham. Runner takes second there, so 2-2 count at the plate as Weinberg rolls up to second. Yeah, I wouldn't take my chances on a month-old ham.
I did, and I paid the price, so. 2-2, South Bend St. Joe with probably one of their best opportunities so far here today.
Yeah, they got a runner on. They stranded second and third in the last inning, and they just weren't able to capitalize.
No outs, especially now, full count. So if they can get a runner on here,
It could be in business.
could have an opportunity here. Wind is also pounding, so home run's definitely in play, especially for your Carroll, a team that plays later today, but it's on a tear.
Payoff, cut on and miss, strike 3. So McKeel goes down by the way of the K. And that brings us to Bella Esquivel.
Carroll got a home run last night, didn't they?
No, we did not actually.
Oh, I thought they did.
It was Danley hit like a triple. Nice stretch there.
Yeah, good grab.
I think we had like a triple. A lot of it was just single, wild pitch, single. It was not real exciting, but it was. We had a double, a couple singles. That's pretty much the gist of it.
That's a big stretch, though. That's a good out by HSE.
Yeah, Danley had 10 strikeouts last night, so that was the main story of the game.
That's a huge play, though, by HSE, taking the sacrifice out of it.
Mm-hmm. Nice stretch from the first baseman. That is, I'll find it eventually, guys.
I just got it here.
Valentina.
There you go.
That one's fouled off into the dugout.
Hunter's really getting some good play-by-play reps in here after not calling a game for 2 years.
Not calling. I got here at. I was not supposed to be here. I got back at. What time did I get back? 11:40. I'm like 45, and I ran inside, got the stream going, and then I was like, yeah, I'll call the game because I'm kind of
Good for you.
So I'm here now.
Did we change the stream name? Or is it still South Bend St. Joe against Carroll?
Well, on YouTube, it's on IHFCA we're fine. On
Okay,
YouTube,
just YouTube. So.
YouTube's gonna be weird because I couldn't get it changed in time.
That's fun.
Because I was informed last night at 9 o'clock that we were playing a different schedule.
Good job getting out of the jam there, though.
Yeah, way to get out of the jam there. That takes us to the top of the 4th inning. South Bend St. Joe strands yet another runner. HSE leads 6-0 on the Charter Sports Network. We're back here in the top of the fourth inning. New pitcher for the Indians. Taylor Hedges is out there now, replacing Blazieski.
There you go.
We got it
You got it.
once he's out of the game.
Just trying to hold down the ship here, definitely. As Hedges coming in, 6th appearance on the season, 8.14 ERA, so just trying to get some momentum for her as well.
Leading off for the Royals in
Has
the
pitched the
top of
second
the
most amount of
number
innings
6,
for this Huskies team.
Yeah, they're just looking to stop the bleeding at this point. They're trying to keep it right here and play a full 7 and not go home early today.
Have struggled with the walks, 9 walks through 16 innings pitched so far.
Yeah, control can be an issue. An 8.1 ERA. How many innings? In 16 innings. Okay. They've only played 14 games,
Yeah.
so which is odd for this late in the season. How they've only played 14 games.
Yeah, they had a huge break. This is their first game in 9 days, so it's been a bit.
Yeah, that's a long break. Sometimes that can help, sometimes that can hurt you. And here's a hit by pitch.
And then they aren't doing themselves any favors after this. They play at Penn in 3 days, and then we'll play them 2 days later after that. Home and home series.
Yeah, tough schedule for them nonetheless. As bunt is shown, it will be fouled off by Smith. So 0-1 at the plate. And HSE is looking to tack on a couple more here and see if they can get out of here in 5.
But, it's a team that's trying to just get things going, of course. A lot of roster turnover from last season, 22-6. Great season for a pretty successful program most of the time, but that's how high school sports work. You get a lot of roster turnover. It's on the coaches and the players to try to find what works. As getting the fielder's choice there.
Yeah, and South Bend's best pitcher, who the Oklahoma commit, is actually out due to injury. So that could be contributing to their
The Oklahoma
season.
commit?
The Oklahoma
Dang,
commit
that's like-
is out.
that
yes.
is- It's Alabama for football level.
Essentially, yeah.
Three straight titles is it for the Sooners?
That sounds about right.
3 or 4?
Let's check. I saw the one girl was hitting like 480.
I saw the one video where it was Selection Sunday for the softball
Yeah,
tournament.
and like Boston had to go play them.
And you could just see like the entire team put their hands on their heads.
They're like, no.
Full surrender Cobra.
Fair. I don't think I'd want to go play the #1 team in the country either.
Yeah. The best. I think maybe the best sports program around for collegiate. Oklahoma softball.
It's like, cool, you made the dance, but now you get to go get beat by 25 runs. And there's a pop fly into center field. Wind played some havoc on it, but brought down. So 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I know. Big challenge for the outfielders, though, today. That wind is going out there. One of the windiest days I think we've had, and that's saying something considering in Fort Wayne we've had some windy days, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Not nearly as windy as last night. We probably had 65 mile an hour
Really?
straight line wind after about 8 o'clock last night. but
20 mile per hour regular wind, 30 mile per hour gust, so
It's blowing. I was going to fly the drone today, but we'll just use the drone video from last week. So
fair enough. As wind blowing right kind of towards the outfield, more just a vertical.
as back pick attempt at first, not in time.
Nice change up there, though.
Yeah, nice changeup for sure. So Fayer back up. 1-1 count at the plate. Runner on first. That one's hit up the middle for a base hit. We'll see if they stretch first and third. They will stop station to station. So Fayer with a single. It advances Smith or Burlingham up to second base.
Number 22, Madison Burlingame.
The other Burlingame, Madison Burlingame, is now up. So far today, she has a 2 RBI double. Back in the third, so really just an inning ago. That ball's down.
Carroll did get the win in volleyball over at DeKalb, so they'll play for the title tonight at 6.
And I believe that's probably against who? Northrop?
Should be Northrop. Knocked off Snyder in the last round.
Who'd they play today at Columbia City?
Carroll played Columbia City.
Nice.
Northrop plays East Noble, I think. As that'll end the inning.
That'll take us to the bottom of the fourth on the Charter Sports Network. HSC leads 6-0.
St. Joe in the bottom of the fourth inning.
As McCall's still in the circle,
Number 11, Camille Potter.
Camille Potter steps up for the Huskies in the bottom of the fourth. They're looking to spark anything they can here. They really only have, let's see, 1, 2, I count 2 hits so far tonight.
Yeah, definitely been hard to come by. Of course, Royals doing a good job on the defensive end of the ball, not even letting much go past the infield.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the weather conditions today, if you have a big-time contact pitcher on the team, could go south pretty quick.
Yeah, but pitching to contact in the wind is always it's an interesting gamble because if it goes in the air, well, there's a chance it's dropping or it's gone. But if it's on the ground, you're probably okay.
And
Little PFP there.
routine right there, and yeah. HSC just doing a good job defensively, just making it easy for them, not making or forcing them to make too many plays.
I mean, really, we've seen one good stretch at first base. Everything else has been right to the glove. So a solid defensive game from the Royals. So Varsity steps back up. She has a single so far today. Make it 2.
Yeah, and St. Joe has had opportunities to get runs on the board, but credit where credit is due to the Royals, just doing a good job, just not letting the guard up too much. As 6-0 ball game, you can let your focus definitely drop a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're pitching a good game right now, being up, 6 runs, not getting sloppy. They're doing a good job of it. Speaking of sloppy pitching, there's a wild pitch, but
if you're HSC, you're not trying to tire yourself out too much. You got a game immediately after this one against a pretty solid Carroll team, so.
courtesy runner out at second base. That's number 10. That is Evelyn Williams.
Yeah, will definitely be a good game to watch. Carroll playing some of their best ball of the season. Had a lot of good dominant wins as of late.
Yeah, last night was another good example of that.
Being a great Woodland team.
Yeah, Woodland came in 20-3, and they walked out 20-4 in pretty convincing fashion. 1-0 down, swung on and missed for a strike, so 1 out. Runner stands on second. South Bend St. Joe looking to get something going here. They got the better draw today, if you will. They get the whole game off in between, not the quick turnaround and go.
Yeah, you get to reassess some things, definitely rest up a bit, try to get some confidence back in. Let's get a fresh slate. McCall continuing to have a great day, though. The sophomore still has yet to allow an earned run on the season. Only 1 run allowed in total, 7 hits coming into this one.
How many innings?
9.2.
That's not bad. So McCall has a runner on third. That brings us back to Bailey Ball. But it will be a ball.
An HSC team that, pitching definitely a big spot, 1.16 team ERA. Runs are a premium to come by, so, pitching is going to have to step up, especially for Carroll in the next game if they want to have a chance of winning.
Yeah, we've seen what happens when Carroll's played HSC in the past. It's not been that particularly pretty for the Chargers, to the tune of no hit in semi-state twice. Last year we played them, and it was a little closer. I think we had a couple hits last year. But, yeah, they're just a tough pitching team overall.
Yeah, and, HSC is, they're not going to have really any down years. But, this is a Carroll team that is returning all the same pitching that they did last season, a team that pitched pretty well against HSC, only giving up 2 runs in the last meeting back in semi-state. But a team that I would say is better offensively, though. It's a team that has the most home runs out of any Carroll team in the program's history. So,
yeah, they had a power surge last week or the week before where they hit 6 in a game against Norwell.
And this is a team that likes to hit balls out to the outfield, and the wind is definitely going to benefit them. So I think, could be in for a good game there. Good catch made to end it.
Yeah, nice grab there to end it. We'll see if HSE can tack on some more in the 5th. Royals lead 6-0 as we head to the top of the 5th on the Charger Sports Network. And we're back here on the Charger Sports Network. Royals in the top of the 5th inning.
What did you just say? You don't like me.
She said she might, not that she thinks.
Who's number 7?
1 year left, and you're going to abandon us for that trash program?
Leah Paris is in the game, pinch hitting.
100%.
As the ball's hit on the ground, and a quick 5-3 takes care of Paris. Another pinch hitter for the Royals. Number 1, Kayla McCarter.
The pinch hitter,
Been
number
very
1,
much a stalemate here in the last couple of innings. Haven't seen too many
Yeah, just about nothing's happened.
offensive production after HSC got the 4 runs back in the 3rd.
Yeah, HSC hung a 4 spot in the 3rd, and they've not done anything since. Neither team really has. HSC's now emptying the bench a little bit. 2 back-to-back pinch hitters. Just trying to get some of their younger members some reps. McCarter's a freshman. Paris was a senior. I guess still is a senior, but first pitch taken for a ball outside.
Trying to get a hit and run here.
Hit and run does help if you have runners on base usually. 1-0. And shows bunt. It'll be called strike. So 1-1 count at the plate, 1 down. The 1-1. Rocked, fired, hit into the air. That could be trouble. It will be. It'll fall for a base hit. So McCarter is able to get a single. And I believe another pinch hitter steps up here, Raymond.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to get more experience in. Of course, you got a game pretty much 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, so McCall, the pitcher, to hit.
Yeah, McCall's helping herself out here. Pitched a scoreless game so far and trying to knock in a couple more.
Yeah, and always good for HSC, a team that, you know, usually plays around the same amount of players. Only 11 players have calculated at-bats on the season.
So roughly the same lineup all year for them. Yet again, running all over Wolf back there.
McCarter able to come in to second. Not the prettiest slide, but it worked.
It was ugly, but it got the job done. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. The 2-0 to McCall. Outside for ball 3. Still no action in the South Bend St. Joe pen, so it looks like she's just going to be out there. As Hedges is pitching in the circle. Ball 4. So that'll put runners on first and second.
Yeah, HSC just trying to close the door here. As if it already isn't closed already, just trying to get more insurance on the board.
They're trying to slam the door, then blow the door shut.
Fun fact, Hunter, this is now my 200th game that I've called for the Charger Sports Network, so big
Nice.
big milestone.
Does that include the games you've worked or just games you've called?
Just games I've called, so I've probably worked around 300.
You know, I don't know how many games I've worked. Let's look.
I'm sure you have more than me.
Oh, I guarantee you I do.
By about maybe double.
Let's give it a gander here. Let's go sections football. Because I did every football. Basketball.
Only my 14th game, though, I've called for the network, so. For softball.
I mean, that's still like a season of home games.
Yeah.
Because last year you were the main guy when you were doing a lot of softball.
That is true.
Baseball.
I did do a decent amount of softball. Done 82 basketball games, so.
It's not bad either.
42 volleyball. 48 volleyball. And you'd think I'd be better at calling volleyball, but, you know.
Swing and a drive.
Triple play. Nope.
No. That'd be fun. So a 5 unassisted ground out keeps runners at first and second.
How rare do we think a triple play is in softball? It's got to be
It's gotta be
nearly
rare.
impossible.
Well,
just
I mean,
because of how short the distance is.
you got like 40 or 60 foot base pads. So I mean, it's got.
You would have to have like 3 insanely slow players.
I mean, the ball would have to be a rocket right to third, and then gun it to second, and then you need a slow runner to first. Or you need a really, really, really bad bunt, pop it up, back pick it second, back pick it first.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably more likely to happen on a bunt.
A non
Or a pop-up.
on a non just purely based off runners like not tagging and stuff.
Yeah, I think a 5-4-3 around the horn triple play,
Have to be
like a 1%
nearly
chance.
impossible.
0-1 count up at the plate. That ball's hit to the pitcher. That
Good
takes
job
care
getting out the jam.
takes care of the top of the fifth. We head to the bottom of the fifth. HSC lead 6-0 on the Charter Sports Network. And we're back in the bottom of the fifth inning. New pitcher for the Royals, number 13, Natavia Wright Jr. Looking to get the 2 outs of pitching here. Or I guess it would be 3 innings. Lock it down and move on.
Now batting for South Bend St. Joe, number 6, Kate Marie Kozel.
Yeah, but South Bend St. Joe, definitely not a horrible game. You had 2 bad innings, basically, shutting out HSC 3 different times, really. 4-1 third inning was really only the, I would say, rough inning that they had.
Yeah, they pitched fine in the second, pitched fine in the fourth and the fifth. Just the third inning was just really rough. In the first inning, I didn't really see a whole lot of what happened, so I will exclude that from our count. But yeah, 3 innings of scoreless ball against HSC is not a bad day at all.
No, a team that, as well, this is only, I believe, their 4th out-of-conference game they played in this season. So, doing a good job, I would say, against a pretty top-level competition.
Yeah, it helps to be able to see where you stack up against, some of the state's best, especially when you only play in that South Bend area. When you play a lot of conference games, it's nice to see where you actually stack up.
Once again, taking on Penn, another good test, 2 times next week.
Yeah, Penn's always tough. We were supposed to play them, but that game got rained out over spring break, and it never got made up. And the next pitch, the 1-2, was taken upstairs for a ball. So a 2-2 count up at the plate for Kozel. As the 2-2 rocks, fires, ball 3 high. Payoff pitch will be taken outside for ball 4.
So once again, another opportunity for South Bend St. Joe. A lot of innings started with getting a runner on, but have just not been able to really give any support to the base runners.
Yeah, they've started 3 innings getting a runner on. They've even had runners on second and third, nobody out, and they stranded both of them. So That'll bring to number 3. Kylie Weinberg back to the top of the order here. So Weinberg comes back to the top. Looking to capitalize a little bit here. Shows bunt. Does not get the bunt down. Runner will retreat back to first base. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. The Huskies are out here trying to hit the ball here, which is probably the right approach down 6 at this point in the game.
Well, yeah, I would say so. I would say that should be your approach, no matter what the score is. So. 1-2 count here, but I mean South Bend St. Joe, probably one of their last opportunities here.
Yeah, they still have, in theory, the 6th and the 7th, but they need to get something going here and knock some shreds off that total as the Carroll team starts flinching over there.
They've gotten good contact on the ball, just haven't been able to really square one up to stay fair.
Yeah, they've made decent contact. It's just been foul and late. And the 1-2 will be fouled back into the net yet again.
Long battle here.
Long battle. They got to be running out of softballs at this point. They've bounced 2 out. And the battle continues. 1-2. Backwards case. Got her looking. Swing. No swing. Strike 3. So 1 down.
Number 2, the left fielder, Jacayla McKeel.
Jacayla McKeel now steps back up. She's been hit by a pitch and struck out. Runner on first, 1 down. Swing and a miss on the cutter.
Yeah, right. Coming into this one, her 9th appearance, now 1.97 ERA for the junior across 21 1/3 innings pitched.
It's fouled straight back into the screen. In case you were curious, the number of games I've worked is 400.
That's a lot.
It's probably a little closer to 380 because, some of the JV games I don't go to, but that only counts the home games. It doesn't count, the 20-some-odd basketball games I go to on the road or football games.
Hard-working man.
I'm doing all 3 games today, then I'm going to 10 caps tonight. So
Good for you. I might try to go to the volleyball sectionals tonight, but I don't know. DeKalb, kind of a far drive.
it's kind of a far drive.
And all my friends have jobs, I guess, or something, so they can't go. So
Your friends are employed? Crazy.
unfortunately.
Down by the way the K goes McKeel. So back-to-back strikeouts in the circle for right.
Yeah, and once again, South Bend just doing a bad job just leaving runners on here. You get the hit back in the leadoff spot and then just haven't been able to really put a ball in play even.
Yeah, it's almost like they're hurting themselves a little bit here, worrying about that runner when they're getting the leadoff runner on and then just trying too hard to almost advance that runner just instead of hitting. So Esquibal steps up now, swinging a drive to third. Foul ball. So 0-2 count as a very close foul ball. They say was on the left side of the chalk line there. So an 0-2 count. And Esquibal will take ball 1 outside. Wind's slowed down just a little bit. At least the flag's only going at out, not as hard as it was. Another foul tip.
windy day across the city.
Yep. I'm hoping the wind carries the baseballs out at the Tin Caps tonight. I'd love to see some offense tonight.
Yeah.
Every game I seem to work, they don't score the ball. Like 2-0, 3-1, 4-0, 7-0.
Do you think it's your fault?
I'm starting to think I might be the bad luck charm down there because
You might
they
be the
don't
problem.
score. I was directing the other night, got posted to MLB for the Max Clark home run.
Hey, nice. My claim to fame is recording a basketball shot that was a SportsCenter top 10 play. So
That we did, yeah.
shout out Stratton Fuller.
I was sitting in a phone. Now I don't talk back. Okay. Anyway, there's a walk there. Anyway, you're talking about that Sports Center club. I was sitting at a band concert. I was sitting there watching on my phone. I'm like, oh, it was a buzzer beater, and I'm stuck at band.
Runners on first and second out for South Bend St. Joe. Just trying to get something here.
Yeah, Peyton Wolf steps up now. She's got a strikeout so far today. She's hoping to propel a little bit of a 2-out rally for the Huskies.
Huskies shut out twice this season, once against New Prairie, the other against South Bend St. Riley.
Carroll played Riley earlier in the season. That was their first game. It was an 8-4 win in extras.
Yeah, it was the last two games that the Huskies played, was able to split the series in a home and a home. That's caught by the right fielder.
And that'll end at the bottom of the fifth inning. HSC still leads 6-0 as we head to the top of the sixth on the Charter Sports Network. Maggie Jenkins leads off pitch hitting for the Royals. Hedges still in the circle for the Indians. Huskies. We'll get it eventually.
That's very insensitive, Hunter.
Yeah, very insensitive. Even though technically myself am Native American.
So am I. So I don't know what tribe, but I do come from. You want to be able to tell by the way am pale as a ghost, but
Technically, I have a tribal number out of the Homa Indian tribe out of Louisiana. So, fun fact.
love that for you. I don't like where this conversation is going. We're going to move on.
Yeah, well, okay.
Hefty swing there.
Swinging for the fences. Count goes 1-2. In the 1-2 will be cut on and miss for a strikeout. Drop third. Not a drop third, so just a strikeout nonetheless. They'll throw anyway to make sure. One down in the top of the 6th inning.
Number 9, Addie Richmond.
And back to the top of the order, Richmond. Steps back up. First pitch taken downstairs for a ball. It's a pretty decent crowd here on hand, especially for HSE. HSE travels well for
They do travel
everything.
well.
Also, they travel really well for volleyball.
Yeah, but that's what happens
That's
when
gone.
you're. That is a home run.
Swinging a drive, and it will be gone. And that ball got out of here in a hurry. Line drive just over the fence, and it will be a home run.
Yeah, that one carried well. Not a lot of height on it, but able to lift it up. Wind definitely helping out, and
Home run.
that'll
Yeah.
end the drought as Royals continue on with their good start to the day.
Yeah, if the wind's not, blowing straight out, that's probably a liner off the top of the fence right there. But the wind just hit it up into the wind enough where it's gone.
Seven nothing.
The pinch hitter, number 35, Bella Mink.
Bella Mink pitch hitting after the solo shot to start the top of the 6th. HSE's looking to tack on 3 more. Foul ball. We are live on YouTube. However, we're live on the wrong YouTube link, so we'll just probably make it one link for the day. Because I didn't get it switched around in time, so all 12 of you that are
Love that.
currently watching us, stick around all day, because we'll be here all day on the same link. Or it might automatically change
Maybe.
inside.
We'll see.
We'll see what the computer wants to do today.
We've said that before, then we just end up doing 2 leagues anyways. So.
It's up,
0-2.
it's up to the computer, whatever it wants to do. Count runs 0-2. Hedges 0-2, swing and drive into the left. It will be a single.
Getting some nice contact off the ball here lately.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Hedges' day is either coming to a close or if they're just going to keep her out there for the next 2 innings and whatever happens, happens at this point. I don't see any action in the bullpen.
No one
so.
in the pen.
Number 6,
So.
Lily Palmer.
Well, as we say that, it looks like they're walking somebody down there now. I can't
there you
see
go.
a number, but 29 or 39.
That's a 39.
So that is
That might be the catcher, though. Yeah, it's the catcher. That's who is it? That's
number 6, maybe.
That's HSC, number 3.
Number 3 for Starsky up in the bullpen for the Royals, so looks to be the closer. As the wind has shifted to almost be blowing straight in. The wind is a swirling out here in Fort Wayne. The 1-1. Hit into the air. Oh, and it's dropped. That's going to be an E4 right there off the glove. That's some aggressive base running from first base, because if that's caught, I mean, that's about the easiest double play of all time.
Yeah, but I think it kind of aided to it, too. I think the second baseman was kind of worried about that runner going full steam. Not enough for it to be interference. She just ran in the line of the base path, but good heads-up play there by HSC. just making South Bend St. Joe just kind of lose some composure there, and 2 on here with 1 out, trying to maybe get the run rule winning run now at the plate.
Yeah, winning run is at the plate. Again, 10 runs after 5, so a 3-run shot would do the trick here. So a 1-0 count up at the plate. We'll be taken outside for a ball. 2-0 count up at the plate. It's a cold, windy day here in Fort Wayne. Everybody in the stands has, jackets on except our cameras.
Which is crazy because I feel like our cameramen are wearing hoodies no matter what. So
It could be 97 degrees outside, and I'll still see Carter in that blue hoodie out there. Or everybody else is dying. Carter's like, no, I'm wearing a hoodie.
I think we had 3 cameramen in hoodies on Thursday with the Homestead game.
I think you're right.
So I was like, good for you, man. I could never. I was sweating in that press box.
Oh, you think it was bad? Yeah, I walked in there, what was it, yesterday to get stuff? Oh, my God, it was hot in there. It
was a nice day yesterday, but, when you get in that press box, heat just gets trapped in. 3-1.
3-1, hit to third. She'll take the easy route. Ooh, look, trying to turn 2. Nice snag there from the first baseman to keep it from going.
Yeah, that could have gone south there, but 2 away.
Now batting number 1, Kalia McCarter. I have no idea who's playing where.
As that one popped up, that's going to fall down. So HSC in there safe. 8-0.
Yeah, 8-0 there. A little bit of technical difficulties on our camera.
8-0. 2 outs, so if HSC can get something to fall here in the outfield, a big opportunity to end the game. Runners at second and third.
The 0-0 count on right. She is the game-winning run, stands at second base.
So the 1-0, that's a hit.
And we'll take
we still got a game.
Still got a ball game. To the bottom of the 6th we go. HSC leads 8-0.
Leading off for the Huskies.
As we're welcoming back here on the Charger Sports Network,
First baseman,
South
number
Bend
11,
St. Joe
Emilio
down to their
Potter.
final 6 as they trail by 8 after HSC able to put 2 up in the top of the 6. Hunter's gone to fix the camera, so regular play-by-play Carson Beeman's back. As after this game, HSC will take on Carroll. Should be a pretty good one. Two teams that are rolling as of late. So Huskies up to bat. As it is I believe, maybe new pitcher. Not a new pitcher. Never mind. I was wrong. As they'll go back to deal in number 13, right. That's fouled away as number 11, Camille Potter, heads up to the plate trying to spark something here. South Bend St. Joe will then take on Carroll following Carroll HSC, estimated around 4 o'clock. That one's hacked on and missed. As that one gonna hook foul. 0-2 to stay alive. As the 0-2 by Wright. That one fouled back once again. Wright putting in good work here. Only 6 earned on the season across 21 and 1/3 innings coming into this one. Has already pitched, I believe, 2 innings already. Yes. So 1-2. That one just out of the zone. As they're going to say that one. It's going to be fouled off the bat as Hunter Mitchell's back on.
All right, I'm back.
1-2 count for Potter.
1-2 count up at the plate. Foul ball. Watch out, third base coach.
As after a long at-bat, finally cut down there. Another strikeout for Wright.
Yeah, another strikeout. She's looking to be the closer here.
The designated player, number 20.
That's not even her last name. So 1 away, South Bend now 5 more outs remaining.
Yeah, 5 chances left. HSC still up 8-0. It was a nasty curveball. Strike 3.
The center fielder, number 5, Mary Stack.
Quick 1-0.
profile, but he had himself listed at 19.
Quick 4-3 to end the inning. That'll take us to the 7th. Royals still lead it,
We head
8-0.
to the top of the 7th.
Haley Seitz leads off in the top of the 7th inning for the Royals.
HSC looking like they're going to advance to a very good 16-6 on the season for one of the best in the state.
For our sake, I hope the game does not come back and be 6 or 8-8. I do not want to be here for another 2 hours.
I've seen more impossible comebacks in the last couple of weeks, honestly. Carroll was up, what was it, 9-0 against Wawasee, and they won 10-9.
10-9.
Carroll did, not Wawasee.
Swinging a drive into right field, off
almost
the
had
wall.
another one.
Almost had that's at least a triple. They might try it, stretch for 4. They will not stretch for 4, but a lead-off triple gets the Royals in business.
Yeah, good speed there.
Yeah, I mean, if that wind's going, out a little bit more, it's 9-0. That's a dinger, but the wind kept that one in the ballpark right there.
Owen McFadden finally walking into the complex, the color commentator for the next game after telling him that the call time was at 1:15. So
Yeah, he missed his 1:15 slot
glad
by
he's here
40 minutes.
28 minutes later.
He's here, guys.
To be fair,
And we'll
he came at a good time, as that's going to be another run.
make it 9-0.
So, one away now for the Royals with no outs to winning the game. He was probably in mourning those Boston Celtics
Got
taking the L in the series
destroyed
last
by
night.
the Knicks last night. What was it, the biggest win in their franchise history last night?
I think so. I think it's also the worst loss for the Celtics in postseason history as well. 2-0 count.
Make it a 3-0 count. HSE looking to get out of here with a W. At this point, 10 doesn't matter. They got to play the 7th inning anyway. So,
They do?
well, they're the visiting team. HSE or South Bend St. Joe's the home team.
Does run rule not count anymore?
Well, the home team gets an AB. So even if it's 28-0, because the home team's losing, they still get an AB.
I feel like that's not true. I refuse to believe.
I mean, if I'm the visiting team and I stack up 35 runs in an inning, well, the home team still gets a chance to match.
Why? But I thought that was just for the 5th, though.
No, that's for every inning. Maybe a double play here. Nope, just a ground out to first base. So 1 out, runner advances up to second. Beeman's learning baseball here today, guys. Baseball and softball.
Number 9, Addie Richmond.
That's when the star flies across the screen with the more you know.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
That's fair. That's fair. We were here, what, every day except Monday?
Monday. I wasn't here Friday.
Yeah, you weren't here Friday.
Send them, yeah. 10.
Nice throw. Runner up to second on the errant throw from the left fielder. HSE goes out to a 10-0 lead in the top of the 7th. 1 out. South Bend St. Joe's just trying to stop the bleeding at this point.
Batting number 16, Sophia Fair.
Yeah, and the bat's looking like they finally started to wake up. South Bend Joe did a good job. 2 straight scoreless innings in the 4th and the 5th. Looking like they were really finding themselves pitching-wise. But, yeah, after that Royals 2-run shot for the homer, and then now this. And just a lot of poor pitching here towards the end.
Yeah, for sure. If you're looking ahead to the Carroll game, I don't know if you necessarily want HSE coming in getting hot in the last couple innings here.
Yeah, it's definitely good for the confidence as well for HSC, right?
Oh, yeah.
Getting this amount of runs, you feel good about your swing and now 11-run lead.
See, selfishly, I wish we would have got this in the 5th inning.
Yeah, but, we're also
We're here, so.
we also have to do 3 games today, so.
The catcher, number
Well,
6,
you only showed up for like 2.5,
Lily Baldwin.
so
I've been here since the bottom of the 3rd.
that's fair. We'll see if the second. We're not starting at 2 o'clock, that's for sure, for the second game.
Yep.
We're a 30-minute gap in between games. Ball hit up the middle, could be a 6-4. And that throw gets well away. Runner will stay at first base. So a 6 unassisted out. And that'll bring us back
Number 7,
with
Leah
2 outs.
Harris.
Leah Paris back up. Maybe going home to get a jacket before I go to work tonight.
Yeah, probably would be smart. Maybe a windbreaker, per chance.
Could be. I do have a Tin Caps branded windbreaker.
I did find out why they're called windbreakers the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Because when they're in the wind, they don't move.
There you go.
Because I saw a video where someone took a regular jacket on the boat, and they went on a boat, and the jacket was
Flopping around.
flopping around. I'm like, that's why it's called a windbreaker.
Because the windbreaker doesn't move.
Yeah, I'm glad. This is how you know that we have a great game on our hands, that we're talking about windbreakers in the top of the 7th.
I mean, there's worse things to talk about.
Inning continues.
As HSE is just letting the bats out now.
Number 1, Kalia McCarter.
It's McCarter back up, the freshman. Pitched 2 innings out of relief. That one's outside for a ball. And South Bend St. Joe is just throwing hedges out there. She will finish this game no matter what it looks like. That wind is brutal out there.
Yes.
It's a swing and a drive into the wind, and it will fall for base hit. They're going to try it. They definitely had her at the plate, but the pitcher cut the throw and didn't make an attempt, so 12-0 Royals.
The pitcher, number 13, Natavia Wright.
There we go. Royals still have a 12-0 advantage. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. As Wright back up again. Again, after this game, it'll be HSC versus Carroll. And then the nightcap is South Bend St. Joe versus Carroll. So stick around. We'll have streams all day long on the Charger Sports Network. They'll be right on the IHSAA. I don't know where they'll be on YouTube, but they'll be streaming. So stick around and
We thrive ourselves on organization here at the CSN.
And that will send us to the bottom of the 7th. Royals hang a dozen. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Royals up 12-0. And Bailey Ball looks to O2 count on Ball. Make it 0-3. Swing and a miss down by the way of the K. HSE is 2 outs away from victory. And we're back. HSE is 2 outs away. Grozel back up. Down to the team's final 6 strikes. Well, there goes a mower in center field. I got to fix mine today. The bolt's supposed to come back in. There's a 4-3 ground out. 1 away.
1 away. I'm glad how you mentioned the mower that no one can see on the stream.
I didn't know what camera was up. You might be able to see it depending on what camera.
So 1 away here. Once again, 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one will be
25.
25, 30.
Depends how quick they drag the field, although I don't know if they'll drag it, but we'll see.
Triple header.
Oh, and there's a hit into left field. And they're going to try for a double, and she'll be in there sliding. I don't think HSE was expecting a double. Double celebration down 12 is an interesting choice, Beeman.
I think they should have their fun. She was a fairy.
Fair enough.
So 2 away. Of course, the Carroll Invitational triple header that we have usually every year did not last year, got rained out. One 0 count.
1-0 count at the plate. Runner stands on second. McKeel is up for the Huskies. Ball's high. Two 2-0 count up at the plate on McKeel. The wind is shifted to almost going out to left center, or right center. And the 3-0, ball 4. You know, they're trying to spark a little bit of a 2-out rally, but it may be too little too late, down 12 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Number 16, Bella Esquivel.
Esquivel swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. So she represents the final hope for the Huskies. And it will be cut on, fouled back. Make a play, Beeman.
I would have caught it.
You would have caught it. The window's open. You make a play.
Yeah. 0-2 down to the last strike.
Yeah, final strike here for the Huskies. The 0-2, rocks, fires, swinging a drive into right. It will fall foul. Looks like rain out in center field, but I don't think it's supposed to rain today.
I don't see any rain.
Expect winds up to 21 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's definitely what has
Yep.
happened. Upstairs.
Upstairs for a ball. Yeah, no rain today.
Good battle here.
Yeah, good battle there nonetheless. 1-2. And the 1-2. Cut on, hit into the air. That could cause an issue. Second base makes the play. That takes care of the first game. Royals win it 12-0. Stay tuned for Carroll versus HSC. For Carson Beeman, for all our cameras, for Kunal, Carter, Niang, and the controller, I'm Hunter Mitchell. I'll pass it over to Carson Beeman for game 2.